We are in my bathroom and I just came home. Well, we're in my bathroom first of all, so sorry if it's a little echoey. And if there's like a lot of background noise and everything like that, but I just came home from seeing Wuthering Heights. There's the AC. And I have some thoughts and I want to talk about them because I just have some thoughts, right? I don't think I've ever mentioned this in any of my videos, but Wuthering Heights is actually, if not my favorite book, then one of my favorite books. Whenever I decided to not limit myself to just one, because, you know, favorite is such an absolute word, and I definitely have more than one favorite book, especially when it comes to like different genres and everything like that. So when I decided to have a favorites shelf instead of like an actual just one favorite book, right? Wuthering Heights was definitely one of the first ones there. I'm rambling. Long story short, I love Wuthering Heights. So when I saw that there was going to be a new adaptation for the movie, I was like, what the fuck is that? Okay, sorry. I had no high hopes or expectations or anything like that. If anything, as soon as I found out the cast, I was pretty upset. Unfortunately, Wuthering Heights has never had that great of an adaptation, like at all. The one that I saw wasn't that bad, like a while ago. I think at this point, Wuthering Heights has had around 10 adaptations around there, I think. And the one where, I forgot his name, but Ramses or Lord Voldemort, the one where that actor plays Heathcliff is the one that I've heard. I haven't seen that one, but it's the one that I heard that is the closest to the book, while it is still missing big chunks of it, right? Oh yeah, get unready with me. Quick side note, right? Anyways. So yeah, like I said, Wuthering Heights has never had like never had a good adaptation, even though it's been adapted like so many times. So I had no high hopes. I actually didn't want to spend my money on this adaptation either, especially with everything that's come out. I do find it very problematic that Heathcliff is played by a white man.
A white man? No!
So I just personally didn't want to bother with it and just stick to the book. Just be a purist to the book, right? That's literally what I really just wanted to do. And then my sister hips me up today, and I had the energy to go to the movies with her today. I've been, quick side note, I've been pretty solitude and just isolating myself lately, but today I actually had the spoons, I guess you could say, to go out. She wanted to go see Wuthering Heights. I said, why not? Especially because she paid for the ticket, so it literally wasn't my money. And it was very interesting. Like I said, I have thoughts on this adaptation. So every time I forgot that I was watching a Wuthering Heights adaptation, I was actually kind of enjoying it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Yearning. Jacob Elordi does a good job at Yearning. Jacob Elordi in general. But those moments were so few because I would always get brought back to knowing that it was a Wuthering Heights adaptation. And honestly, mostly specifically because they kept calling each other Catherine and Heathcliff, right? That's like, they're the main characters under their names. And that's how I knew right away. It got, brought back, right? But yeah, every time I realized that if this was an adaptation, that's when I would get out of it. That's when I would be mad. That's when I was like, yeah, this is definitely nothing like the book and everything like that. But when I was just watching the movie for the movie's sake, it was enjoyable. It wasn't this groundbreaking new movie, like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen, but it was, yeah, I could enjoy it. I understand the criticism that it has from, like, actual movie people. I'm obviously not a movie person, I'm a book person, so. When it comes to, like, the setting and the atmosphere, the skeleton of Wuthering Heights was there for sure. Was it the meat and bones? No, not at all. But I did have a sense of, or at least my version of Wuthering Heights. Especially they have like this specific shot, or like they have like this specific tree where multiple shots or multiple scenes would happen throughout, and yeah, the planes and everything like that. Setting wise, when it wasn't being atmospheric and aesthetic and ooh, this beautiful visual thing, great. I totally got it. Like I said, the skeleton of Wuthering Heights was there for sure. But other than that, you know, it really wasn't my cup of tea. My sister, very interestingly enough, said that she was tired of like aesthetic movies. And I actually agree with her, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you could still have a pretty movie without needing to be so like, ooh, this shot is so intense and everything like that. I understood what she was saying. I caught her drift for sure. Totally understand aging up the characters. However, and I understand like, ooh, poor Kathy, she's way past spinster or whatever, according to the movie, spoilers. But I do still think Margot Robbie was just a little too old. And I don't know if it's because Jacob Elordi just looks really young, and maybe it's because Margot has had like such a long career or whatever, but like, I don't know, man. She did look a little too old for me. She didn't look like this. No sé qué más decir, to be honest. I did just want to talk about my thoughts because I love Wuthering Heights and I like to talk about my thoughts because guess what? This is my channel. My final thoughts on the movie. 6 out of 10. As an adaptation, 0. 0, 0, 0. I'm just gonna finish putting on my skincare and call it a night. Sometimes I think I should be a little more visually presenting. What am I trying to say? I should at least put on makeup or something like that when I'm vlogging, but vlogging is about real life, right? It's my morning and I just finished journaling in the morning. Why would I dull myself up if I want to be vlogging, right? Anyways, hi, good morning. Today is Sunday and I realized that I haven't like talked about anything at all like these past couple of days. I've just been really, I guess you could say, like locked in on a lot of my responsibilities. And since I'm not on my ADHD medication right now, that kind of energy is really rare. So I already have a hard time picking up my camera in general, but when I finally have the energy to focus on like my responsibilities, it's even more non-existent to me to vlog. I've been doing some very much needed cleaning and also just organizing my house or my apartment a lot. I changed a lot of my curtain hangers because my sister had a lot of silver in this apartment and I am a gold girly through and through, so I replaced I replaced one curtain hanger that she left with a gold one, and then I added a new curtain to a little cubby that I have here in this apartment. And the idea for that little cubby is to use it as like storage and everything like that. And that's why I wanted a curtain, so that in case it were to get messy or something like that, I could just close the little curtain. So yeah, I've been doing that. I finally put up some decorative hanger or curtain accessories. I don't know what they're called, but like to hang the curtains open, to leave them open and everything like that. And yeah, like I said, I've just have been having the energy to be a little bit productive and not been able to pick up the camera in a sense. So I guess here I am playing catch up. I wanted to do a quick reading update. After I finished Bloom, I went back to my original list of books that I wanted to read, and I picked up Little Rot by Akaweki Emezi. I have mixed feelings so far. The intrigue is definitely there. I am literally almost finished with it. I just don't know how I feel so far. I forgot what this book was about. So while I was reading it, I was kind of like, or while I was reading the beginning, I was kind of like, okay, where are we going with this? So many characters were just being introduced and the plot wasn't really going anywhere. I mean, events were happening, don't get me wrong. Events were happening, but it really did just feel like a setup going nowhere. And then after we got introduced to hopefully our last characters so far, when we first got introduced to them, I was kind of like, really, more characters? Like, that's, come on now. Like, I think I was 70 pages in and I was just like, is there more setup? Like, why do we need more setup at the moment? But once those chapters were over, the plot started moving and I really appreciated that. I did also have to reread the synopsis because I was kind of tempted to just like put it aside again, or not again, but like another book to just put aside and pick up another one. But once I read the synopsis, I realized, okay, like things were happening. It, like, the plot was moving. I just didn't realize it because I didn't know what the book was about, in a sense. Not that the synopsis gave any spoilers, and I'm not going to give any spoilers here. It's just that, I don't know, I guess I really did need to know what the book was about to know where it was going. Because like I said, so many characters got introduced in the first 70 pages, and so many events were happening that I didn't know where it was going with it. I feel like I don't have coherent thoughts, but like that's how kind of I feel while I'm reading it. Another thing that, like, I guess is kind of really, I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm not a prude when it comes to sexual content or anything like that. I do read smut now and then, and I don't mind the occasional explicit content in novels or anything like that. I just don't understand why it's included in certain novels. So specifically when it comes to this author's work, sometimes I get it and sometimes I don't. And I personally don't understand a lot of the explicit scenes in this novel, I guess. And like sex trafficking, not spoilers, but sex trafficking does have a lot to do with like the plot of the novel. But at the same time, like just certain scenes, I'm just like, this really could have just been a fade to dark situation. I don't understand where this plot line is going, in a sense, or why did this need to be the carrying device to get this character to another situation. And I think that's another thing that's like kind of making me feel weird about this book. Again, I'm not being prudish or anything like that. It's just sometimes I don't get it. But like I'm still enjoying the read. I'm literally almost done with it. I was hoping I could finish it last night, but I got really tired towards the ending. So I'm hoping to finish this today so that I could either pick up another book or return to Beloved. But those are my very incoherent and very weird thoughts of Little Rot so far by Akawaki Emezi. I'm making chicken nuggets in the microwave. Sue me. But I did want to talk about real quick about where I just came from. I I took for the very first time I took a ceramics class. I've been wanting to take a ceramics class for the longest time, and I finally decided to just bite the bullet, if that's a way to put it, and buy a gift certificate situation so that I can do mini classes, because they're actual like courses that they do within like 6 to 8 weeks sold out so quick when I was trying to buy them. So I'm basically just gonna be scheduling my own classes, and I have enough for 8 of them, so it's like my own course situation going on. Anyways, but I am so excited that I finally did it. It was such a great experience. I learned a lot about myself, surprisingly. One, this class literally just reminded me that I need to slow down. As simple as that, right? And then it also just helped me understand where I put my force in my hands and everything like that, because it was really hard for me to like shape the clay, because like I would be using too much of my right hand, and then I would be using too much of my left hand, and it was a very fun learning experience, and I can't wait to continue. I can't wait to see my final pieces. I have pictures of everybody's final pieces for today, but obviously they're not done. I think the instructor said that it was going to be like about a month for the final product to be finished, which is totally okay with me because, like I said, I will be taking more classes in between. But yes, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Hi, good morning. I don't know. Oh my god, I just woke up with like the lowest energy ever, and honestly, this whole week has been very low energy. Honestly, sorry if, I'm giving Lord Farquaad vibes. Honestly, after the ceramics class that I took, my spoons were just completely drained. Like, I just had no energy whatsoever. It's been really hard to do my schoolwork or even clean my house. Luckily, I did have a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I'm really, really, really hoping that I could finally get my stimulants. My psychiatrist has been giving me a depression medication that can also work for ADHD, but I need, I know that like I feel like I need that extra push that my stimulants or my ADHD medication usually gives me, especially since I feel like I'm about to get really busy. So usually when it's close to midpoint in the semester is when shit really hits the fan in terms of like grading and my own work that I have to do. So basically, I really need to work on that for real. Oh yeah, quick side note. So for some reason, I've been seeing a few people on my Instagram with like really beautiful, really long nails. Two specific people. One is Youngblood, I think her handle is, and then another one, I still don't know her name, but I love her content so much. They have a lot of long nails and everything like that. So I spontaneously bought press-ons and I'm trying them out. They're press-ons, so they're not my real nails. And I do still have ceramic classes to take, so that's good, so that I could just pop these off when it's time for that class. Am I overstimulated at the moment? A little bit, yes. But do I feel cunty? As the children put it, yes, I do. I feel fresh. That was a quick side note. Maybe I just really needed the dopamine push, but I do have a quick book haul that I want to share with you guys. Like I've been saying, I've been rewatching a lot of Allison Pages, and I miss her so much, and it's just really getting me in the reading mood and everything like that. I'm not saying she's inspiring my consumerism, but I'm just inspired to just get a lot of books into my TBR since I have a big goal for this year. I have a goal to read at least 100 books this year in 2026. So I'm really hoping that means I get a big dent in my TBR shelf bookcase. But anyways, so speaking of Allison Pages, this first book that I bought, or that I have for this tiny book haul, is actually the Monk and the Robot duology, which is a Song for the Wild Bill and a Prayer for the Crown Shy. A Prayer for the Crown Shy. I've really been wanting to read these two books. I feel like me and Allison are like very compatible when it comes to like really philosophical but cozy and easily accessible novels. And this is on her favorite shelf. And anything that she has like suggested and liked, I've also really liked as well. So I think we're compatible in that sense. But other book influencers out there that have read this and liked it are also people that I have compatible reading interests with. So these two books have been on my list for the longest time. And then I was doing my research the other day and I saw that it came out in one, a paperback, which I 100% prefer, and two, in one book. They came out in one book together with a really beautiful cover too. And I think with like taxes and everything, buying this edition as opposed to buying both books at once was cheaper than buying the two books, not even at once, but just buying two books separately. So I am very happy that I waited to buy this duology, so that I could just have them in one book. And I don't know, I'm just excited. I'm really excited to finally read this. I might boost this up in my list of books to read just because she's still not feeling that great. And a boost of serotonin could help. The next couple of books I bought just yesterday. For my doctor's appointment, I had to come back later in the day to get my lab work done. And I decided to finally check out this bookstore that's really close to where I live. And these books are books that I've been wanting. This first book in the stack that I just got yesterday is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I've already read The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I really loved this book. I was very disappointed when the movie came out. The only reason why I don't own it is because the book that I read, I borrowed it from my friend and my old roommate actually, and that's like this is her like favorite book in the world, so she wanted her copy back. Fair enough. And I wanted my own copy, but I wanted this specific cover. And every time I looked online, I guess to be fair, I didn't really look at thrifting books or anything like that, so that's my bad. But every time I looked online, they only had the tie-in edition, and I was so sick and tired of the movie tie-in cover because one, I hated the movie, and two, I thought the cover was disgusting. And if you're new to this channel, I need to have pretty covers. It's just part of me. It's just part of that aesthetic, and I really like this cover. I don't know if there's any better covers out there, but this is nostalgic. This is just the one that I really, really wanted. So when I went into this bookstore, I was so happy and surprised that they had this book cover version. They didn't even have the movie tie-in. That's what I thought was very interesting too. This was the only copy that they had left, I'm assuming, and it wasn't the movie tie-in, so this was an automatic buy for me. It also says that this is the 20th edition. I don't know if this is just like an old copy, but the 20th edition comes with like an extra letter. So I can't wait to reread it to see if I've already read this extra letter or not. I could research it, but I probably won't. This next book has also been on my TBR list for like the longest time, from when it first came out and it was getting popular on the book spheres and everything like that. However, I never bought it because I hated the covers of all the editions that I would see online. And I think the US edition only had the one with like I think the US edition was one specific cover. So even when I would go in person to bookstores, it was only this cover. And like I said, I fucking hated it. But then I saw this one and I was like, okay, fine. Yes, finally. And that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And look at this edition. Sprayed edges. Can you look at this. Look at this. This is definitely a new edition. This is definitely a republished situation going on. But yes, I really have been wanting to read If We Were Villains for like the longest time. Again, a lot of people that I'm compatible with online has recommended it. I'm down for like the dark academia vibes. I do like a good thriller and everything like that. I just really hated the editions that were out there. I really did. I think it was Elizabeth or Plant-Based Bride who read it, and I'm assuming it's the Canadian edition, but her edition was beautiful. So I was like low-key looking for that one. But even on thrift books or like other online book thrifting, I couldn't find that edition, and all I could find was the American version, and I freaking hated it. Hated it. So I waited and I waited, and I'm glad I waited because I love this edition. Que amor. Que amor. Uy, espérate, amor, espérate. I'm really glad that I waited to find a beautiful edition. Why am I like this? I don't know, but just we like this. And the last book that I have in this small tiny book haul is The Hounding by Kenob Purvis, I think. And this is actually a new book, a kind of recent release. But a couple of the YouTubers that I really like have already read it and reviewed it, and they said that it was a really good book. I'm not gonna lie, it is also a cover buy, but I'm very much interested in the story as well. That's why I went ahead and also got it. I don't know. I guess I could have waited for the paperback edition, but sometimes I don't wait for the paperback editions. So yeah, so I'm very excited to read this book as well, especially because, like I said, I think the cover is really beautiful. I'm actually going to end the video here because it's already really long, but I did just want to add all of this before the start of the new month, essentially. So I rarely do outros, but I kind of want to start doing them a little bit more. So if you made it this far into the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate you sticking out. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.